Well, hello folks, it's nice to see you all again. I'm trying something new. In addition to other videos that I could, maybe will make, I'm thinking about doing some walks together. And so what this will look like is I'll go around different neighborhoods, different spaces in nature, and if you want to walk with me, you can walk too, get some extra steps in. But I'm just gonna sort of chat about things that are on my mind, do one or two of these a day, most days a week, and see if anyone's interested. So if you are, leave a comment below, like, subscribe, all that jazz. So let's get going. Like I said, some days I'll be out deeper in nature. Some days I'll be sort of around a neighborhood. Today, I'm a little bit of both. I'm in a nature spot between neighborhoods, but I'm gonna be in a neighborhood in a moment. So you might hear some neighborhood sounds, and that's gonna be just part of what's happening. So today, I was thinking about how sort of this like intense lack of, not just lack of gratitude, but intense sort of fevered pitch of the necessity of greed, right? And the maybe I could venture to say the mistaken confluence that some people hold in their head of capitalism and all of the things that we espouse to be, sort of the great things that capitalism brings, with just incessant greed and the need for more and more and more, and how the need for more and more and more is, the quick road to just never being happy with anything that you have, and just totally looking past that. It's just become very apparent to me. And I think part of it was modern day Twitter, what used to be Twitter, now X. If you go on there, you may not want to, but if you do, the number of multimillionaires, talking about hundreds of millions of dollars, billionaires, the amount of grievances that these people have, the amount of ways in which they just need to put down current society, ways in which things operate. I know that there's issues, but there's no acknowledgement that they got ultra wealthy off of that exact system, because that's the system that they've been operating in for decades. And now that they're at a point where they just have more money than they could ever know what to do with, now it's just a play on how do I sow discontent? And who knows what the reason for that is. Either they are just incessantly greedy and are so out of touch with reality that they don't know how to do anything other than complain or talk about how horrible society is. I think there's probably a healthy dose of, they think that they're wildly smarter than anyone else, and so they must have their information, their thoughts be heard. But it's always in this very top-down, heavy-handed, I know better than you, I'm wealthier than you, and so I'm that much greater. But it's just, it's interesting to me that there's no acknowledgement of, I got ultra wealthy in this same environment, and yet here I am, now that I am ultra wealthy, wanting to burn it all to the ground. And it makes it, the other thing that kind of sucks about it is, it makes things that could actually be improved, things that are actual issues, it can sort of shove them further down the ladder. Because when it's just, your hair's on fire, right, the sky is falling, this henny penny kind of attitude, it's hard to actually get a grip on real things and say, let's start small and let's make these improvements in this way, But instead it's like everything is an existential threat. Communism is coming, fascism is coming. It's the end of everything, and it's just, it's wild. But in any case, that isn't just a part of this ultra rich mentality that has been festering for a while now, but everyday folks who just they're not happy with having a smartphone, having access to endless amounts of information, endless amounts of entertainment, being able to do something which you couldn't do not that long ago, which was make a living as a content creator. You know, just everything that has come about in the last several decades, and folks just being just wildly unhappy that it's not enough. Something that I might get into in a different video is also the idea of I think that we've used our technology incredibly foolishly, and that's probably part of the reason why there is why it's turned into this sort of like need for more and more and more and more, and just the greed element of it all. But yeah, I am not the best at it either, which is maybe why I notice it. But having some gratitude for just the sunny day. God forbid we just be happy about the sunny day, but if you're not, happy that you have a piece of technology in your hand that gives you access to basically anything that you want at any time. The fact that we have so much food abundance, at least here in the US, that we throw away 30 to 40% of the food in this country. And yet we have people going hungry, and yet we wonder why the price of food is so high, and we're out here throwing away 30 to 40% of it. So taking some time or taking a breath, maybe it's not even about taking some time, but just every once in a while taking a breath and going, hold on a minute. Whoever's trying to sell me on this idea of the sky is falling and everything is horrible all the time, this isn't me saying that everything is peachy and squeaky clean and there's no room for improvement. It's certainly not the case. I know that there is. Heck, this video is pointing out a way in which I think improvement can be had. But it's just to say those things can be true, and what can also be true is that we're incredibly lucky. And what we might want to think about is the ways in which we are lucky that we could use in a better fashion. I think it was Ani DeFranco. It's a name from the past, a singer-songwriter from a while back, but I think it was her that said, every tool is a weapon if you wield it right, or if you hold it right. Maybe she lifted that from somewhere else, I don't know. But in any case, the technology use feels like that to me. We took this thing that could have been an incredibly useful tool, and I'm sure in many ways it is. But we've weaponized it, I think, more than we've utilized it for good or for better. And I think that that's unfortunate. But that's a topic for another video. As I was saying here, I really think just chill out, pause for a moment, and go, hold on a minute. The sky cannot be falling if we're in a country over here where we're throwing away 30 to 40% of the food, right? What's the crisis? We're historically the wealthiest nation in the world, and I suppose one of the things that could or should tell us is that incessant need for more, for higher GDP numbers, for the greatest growth in the largest economies of all time. And you have some of the sickest, saddest, poorest of soul people in the world, because everything now boils down to this need for greed. And it becomes greed above all. versus utilizing things for well-being of others, for well-being of yourself, and for being thankful for the things, the many, many things, the abundance of things that you do have. And you can be thankful for the things that you have and still have many things that you're lacking, maybe even some fundamental things. Those can all happen at the same time. But I'm going to leave it there for today. Did about a 10-minute walk if you walked with me. So maybe we did about 1,000 steps or so, if you're counting. But I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.